today we're looking at some new makeup, you guys. I went to Sephora because I couldn't order two of the things that I wanted online. The order just wouldn't go through. And then I went to Nordstrom, and we're going to try on half, and then tomorrow I'll do another video trying on the other half. But let me tell you what we got. I got the new NARS lipstick. So this is NARS Explicit Refillable Satin Lipstick, a high-end dimensional satin lipstick that delivers long-lasting comfort with vibrant pure color payoff and creamy smudge resistant wear. That's really interesting. The new packaging is magnetized and it's no longer matte. I am thankful for that because that matte got filthy fingerprints over everything and I couldn't actually clean it off. So it looks much nicer, their packaging, A+. I got the color Decadence, and I did try this on in store, but here's what's fun about going in store. You get to try on a lot of things. And here is what's a little not good about in store. I had already tried on two other lipsticks by the time I put this on, and I thought, wow, I'm surprised. But now I wonder, was it the other colors that were still kind of there underneath? We're going to give it a try and see. I also got a sample of the Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin Oil Controlling Foundation with hyaluronic acid. I didn't know it was oil controlling because I'm blind as a bat. I just saw Weightless Skin and I thought, okay, let's try this. It comes in 44 shades. I got the shade Beige. I wanted to get Cool Sand to give that a try, but they didn't have a sample of that available. So we'll see how this goes. Oil controlling, but they're also saying it's an oil controlling foundation that provides 24-hour moisture and wear, minimizes the looks of pores, and is waterproof and sweat resistant. So summertime, that's really good. I'm going to put some on my chest because I'm showing my chest, which I never do because it's always red. So we're going to do some of this and see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to put it on again and I will let you know if it transferred, if it stayed, all that kind of good stuff. And it will be an interesting test to see if oil controlling means drying. I have dry skin and we're going to see. We're going to check that out and see what happens. The Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. It does come in 6 shades. This is the only shade that I felt would work well for me. I tried it on in store. Here it is. And my feeling was, this is Delicate Mauve, by the way. I can't remember if it's Mauve or Mauve, which way I said it my whole life. Did I always say Mauve? Did I say Mauve? And then last time I had something in a mauve color, I think Mauve is what I've always said. Half people said I'm saying it wrong or questioned the way I was saying it, and half said I was saying it right. So now I can't remember because I'm so confused about how I used to say this. I'm going to stick with what I used to say, whatever that was. But I tried this on in store. It was, as I said, the only shade I thought would work for me. I used my fingers and then I used one of those weird sponges that they have in Sephora and I thought it looked fantastic. So we're going to give this a try again with probably Damp Beauty Blender. And finally I got the YSL Make Me Blush Blurring Liquid Blush. It comes in 6 shades and I got Berry. And we'll talk about that. That we're going to use tomorrow. But when I saw this, this looked like the blush color I've been looking for a really long time. I've bought some other colors. I think I got something from Gucci that I thought might do it. But last year, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, Chanel came out with a whole bunch of new lipstick colors. And there was one color that was this deep dark tone. And I used that lipstick as blush. But I thought I really would love to have that color in a blush instead of using my lipstick. There's nothing wrong with using your lipstick for blush. People have been doing it since makeup came out. But I wanted to get something that was like this but didn't have blue in it, which most blushes do. So even though it says berry, it's not very berry to me. So that one we're going to try tomorrow, go for a different look entirely, and I'm going to go on with that Chanel lipstick that I love so much. So that's what we're going to do. Let's dip into the foundation, and let me remind you, if you've not been here before, my name is Kiki. Hi. And I am 62 in just a few days, and my skin is on the dry side. It's not bone dry. I generally don't have flakiness or things that I have to worry about. I don't have a lot of texture, and I don't have enlarged pores, but I am beginning to get this funny aging skin texture around here that's oh so delightful. And foundation stays on me forever. It's not a problem. I can even sweat and it's going to stay on me. It will fade, it will settle in, but it doesn't disappear. My skin doesn't eat foundation. And I think that's all you need to know before we start putting it on the face. So this is the little sample from Nordstrom's, and I'm just going to dot some on the face. I hope they gave me enough for a couple of applications. It is beige. It's slightly scented. It's not offensive, but it is scented. And this color, I thought in store it would be a little too light for me. The essay said she didn't think so. She said once you blend it in, it won't be. We shall see. But it's really about the wear, what it looks like, and how it behaves with other products. I had already done my skincare, and then I went to get a haircut. And the hair will be coming down at the end. And then I put on my sunscreen afterwards because I don't know why I did that. So the sunscreen's been on for about 20 minutes and has had time to settle in. I'm going in with the brush from Refer. Actually, it's a pretty darn good shade. I do have a yellow undertone, but it's a very slightly yellow, and I have surface redness. Wow. This is really nice. I don't even see it on my skin. Let me just pull you in. I can see the coverage, but I truly do not see it on the skin. Let's do some blending over here. Lift my little necklaces out of the way. Now this is a lot to cover here. But okay, I'm getting the feeling that this is something that you don't want to dot all over your face and then blend in, that you actually want to dot in one place and then blend in. So I'm going to try to move a little bit faster. The scent isn't like perfume, it's like, spa, whatever that means to you. Maybe eucalyptus-y. Okay. It looks beautiful on the skin. It absolutely does. I think foundations just get better and better all the time, and this one looks like nothing. It just really doesn't look like a good color. I'm going to try to match my neck up with a little bit more, and that's all I can do because they didn't give me a lot. Like with Sephora, I usually get enough to use several times. There, I'm looking at my monitor and it looks really, really light. So usually I go on with my concealer, I go on with something on my eyes to allow everything to sink in, and I'm going to do the same thing right now. I'm going to turn off the camera, do my concealer, do my brows, maybe put on an eyeshadow, and then we'll come back and do the blush. And there we go, just a few minutes, just do a little brow, do a little concealer. I mixed these two from Makeup Forever HD, and I went with these because I have two shades and because this is a little bit light, and I think they're working well together. I do see the redness on my cheeks coming through a little bit, so actually, in the description they don't say what kind of coverage this is, but I would say that it is light medium, meaning that well, everybody has a different scale on what they judge things. I'm still seeing some redness, but a lot of my imperfections I am not seeing. So maybe that will be helpful to you. There's a little bit of pinkness coming through, so it's not full coverage. So medium, is it high medium? I don't think so. Is it light medium? Could be light medium to medium. Now let's give this a try. This has a doe foot, and I think yesterday when I was in store I just dotted straight on my face. You can always just put it on your hand, which I'm going to do, and pick up a beauty blender or even your finger or a brush, whatever you want, and get it on evenly. And boom. I want to do a comparison swatch with something that I've been wearing so much since I got it, something that really makes me happy. I think this is a fabulous color for me. And when I tried it on in the store, I thought, well, wait a minute, it's not luminous. And the salesperson told me, yes, it is. And then she put it on her hand. I'm like, no, it's not luminous. Hers, the color that she put on had pearls in it. It was a darker color. But I was thinking no, and I wasn't going to get it. But as I walked around the store, I thought this is a really nice color for me. And I wondered if there might be people in my audience who don't like a blush that has a sheen to it, because some people do have texture. They have things they don't want anyone to see, and this might be the way to go. I'm going to compare it to this. This is Barely Blush, I think, from, no, it's different, from Makeup by Mario. And it's a color that I absolutely love, super, super subtle. And this was the beginning of me starting that subtle train when it comes to blush. I used to be someone who loved a loud blush, and now I just want something a little bit less. And, you know, our preferences change, and I expect that I will be mixing in louder blushes in the future, but I did have a thing going for a solid year, and I'm still there, of liking something that is a little more natural and a little more real looking. And I feel that this color hits that spot. And also, it looks like, again, it looks like nothing. Look at that. You really don't see it. And I think that's something that a lot of us really like about creams and liquids when it comes to blush. Liquids can be trickier than creams. With that cream, I just put in my beauty blender in there. You can, of course, go straight on with the doe foot, and I did not have problems staining, but that's always a problem when you're doing a liquid blush, is if you don't get in there perfectly and just do a little at a time, you're going to stain. I do have a fan right here blowing on me, and yet there's no staining. But I do get the impression that you do want to do this really quickly, because you could. I think that the application, putting it on your hand first, is slightly more foolproof. And now, I'm a little bit more blushy than I want to be, but that's okay. Now the sunscreen I'm wearing today is the InnBeauty, which definitely has, well, if it doesn't have mica, it has the mica effect. It gives a sheen, and I'm going to powder a little bit. I don't mind the sheen at all, but I want to see what this foundation does with a little powder. If it feels uncomfortable as the day goes on. But really, I am not seeing a whole lot of sheen. A little on the forehead. And now let's go in with the lipstick. There. Oops. Silly me. Shoot. My mistake. That's okay. Kind of reshape that. Yeah, turn it down. We all know that. I was just distracted. So here it is. And as I told you yesterday, I did try on a couple of different shades before I tried this on, and I found such a beautiful shade from the Westman Atelier, the matte, which I love. I find it to be very comfortable, and it was kind of a grayish color. Usually they make me look dead, and this one had a sophisticated look to it, so I might be going back. I forgot to plug my computer in, so everything just stopped, and I thought, what? I just changed the battery. My card is empty. Okay, so this is the final look. We're gonna take down the hair and do that whole thing, and I'm going to pull in and move in so you can take a look at the skin. Let's look together. If you look at the cheeks, they're absolutely poreless, and I don't see the makeup on the skin. Right here, this is where I'm getting that old lady texture. I don't really think there's anything to be done with that. but the forehead looks nice, and the chest is toned down. It's not completely gone of redness, but it looks a lot better. And if I had more of this, I would put some more on, but I do want to try it again tomorrow. So come back tomorrow. We're going to do the other blush, and then I'm going to do a video just talking about all these liquid blushes that I have, and the color from YSL, and another lip and another look. But this look is very, very fresh. I think I was surprised. I was surprised by this blush. I do have issues with sometimes how to work with. My computer's just freaking out. So this is today's look, and the lip color seems to have a little bit of a brownish thing going on, but I can tell you that it feels a lot like the Chanel's that are like this, and I'll be using it tomorrow, and I'll tell you down in the description box because I don't remember what the formula is, but it feels very, very much like the Chanel's. I did put it on yesterday. When I came home, I put it on again, and I find that after the color has worn off, my lips feel very smooth and nice. So there's something in here that is good for your lips, but this kind of formula is not going to last all day. It's not like a stain, and it's not like a matte that will really hang on. And the blush, that's what I was talking about before my computer started freaking out. Because liquid blush can be very difficult, I wasn't sure I was going to like this. I was afraid it was going to be one of those things that stains the cheeks right away, but I really like it. And because it's not sheeny, there's a little sheen on my face, but I don't think it's from that. I think it's from my sunscreen. It's not matte, a hard matte, but it's not as sheeny as so many liquid blushes that we have been seeing in the last couple of years. So heads up, if you like something like that, it's really, really seamless. It just is coming out of the skin instead of looking like blush. And again, makeup formulas have gotten so good over the last several years that when something fails, it's hard to do. It's hard to do. You're really doing something wrong. And I'm just going to pull you in one more time so you can see what those cheeks are doing, what the foundation is doing. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really, really am. And you guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully I'm going to post this on Saturday and shoot on Saturday and edit and have the second one up on Sunday. And then I'll have the roundup of all the blushes on Wednesday, so you can really get up to date on my thoughts on liquid blushes. And see how my hair is blowing from the fan? Totally planned. It's to keep me cool. It's to keep me cool. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.